Picture this scenario. The world's two largest economies locked in a game of economic brinkmanship that rattles every market from high-tech factories in Silicon Valley to family farms in the American heartland. When President Trump slapped a sudden 10% tariff on Chinese imports, no one expected how far China would go to retaliate. The ripple effects were immediate, reaching into every corner of the global economy. But the real shock came later, as Beijing unleashed a strategy that wasn't just about matching tariffs. It was about slowly and methodically undermining the very foundations of U.S. economic power. Once the first shots were fired, there was no turning back. It all started with a single move: the Trump administration announcing tariffs on Chinese goods, citing an unfair trade relationship and a pressing need to bring back American manufacturing. The message from Washington was clear. If China wouldn't adjust what Trump considered an imbalanced trade policy, the U.S. would force the matter by taxing billions of dollars worth of imported goods. Almost overnight, Chinese steel, electronics, and consumer products became more expensive within American borders. Beijing wasted no time responding, slamming retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products. It aimed straight for the heart of American agriculture, energy exports, and other goods crucial to U.S. trade. Soybeans, pork, and wheat became weapons in this new war of taxes. It wasn't by accident either. Chinese policymakers targeted the industries and regions that helped elect Trump. Farmers woke up to find that one of their biggest customers had all but vanished. And yet, this was only the initial salvo, but that was just a taste of what was coming next. While the media focused on the daily tit-for-tat tariff announcements, China was weaving together a more subtle campaign. It's no secret that modern devices, from smartphones to electric cars to advanced military equipment, rely on rare earth minerals. And guess who controls over 80% of the global supply? China. By quietly restricting the export of these vital materials, Beijing revealed how deeply embedded it was in the entire production pipeline. If American tech companies couldn't secure these minerals at a reasonable price, how would they continue producing cutting-edge products? The threat might not have been as flashy as a new round of tariffs, but it echoed loudly throughout Silicon Valley and the Pentagon. Relying on a single source for these resources had become a glaring vulnerability. China didn't need dramatic announcements to make its point. Tightening the flow of materials was enough to send a ripple of anxiety through the U.S. manufacturing ecosystem. And minerals were only part of the plan. There were plenty more moves unfolding behind the scenes. Determined to hold on to its lead, Washington placed tight restrictions on tech exports to China. It blacklisted major firms like Huawei, cutting them off from advanced microchips and software. The idea was straightforward. If China couldn't access the best technology, it would lag behind. But Beijing countered by ramping up support for domestic companies in artificial intelligence, semiconductor manufacturing, and 5G infrastructure. Within a remarkably short span, Chinese firms unveiled high-performance processors that matched or even surpassed some Western offerings. Major players like Huawei continued developing advanced smartphone technology, and other Chinese brands surged in popularity across Asia, Africa, and Europe. While the US aimed to stifle China's progress, the unintended result was that China accelerated its innovation. This wasn't just an economic scuffle. It was a question of who would dominate the tech landscape for decades to come. And behind it all, another financial weapon was quietly coming into play, one that struck at the heart of American monetary policy. For years, China had been a top holder of U.S. Treasury bonds, effectively helping to finance America's government spending. In theory, if Beijing were to sell off a large chunk of these bonds overnight, both countries could be harmed. U.S. interest rates might skyrocket, and the value of China's remaining holdings could plunge. But real power lies in subtle shifts. By gradually slowing its purchases of U.S. debt and trimming existing holdings in small increments, China sent ripples through financial markets. Investors began to worry that America's ability to borrow money cheaply was at risk. In turn, mortgage rates, car loans, and credit card rates could creep upward, tightening household budgets. Although this move didn't grab headlines like a bold tariff announcement, it had the potential to shake the economic foundation of everyday life in the US. A slight uptick in interest rates can translate into billions of dollars in extra debt service costs. All the while, China stayed outwardly calm, framing these moves as normal portfolio adjustments. Whispers circulated in financial circles, though. Some analysts speculated that if the trade battle grew worse, Beijing might reduce its US debt holdings at a quicker pace. It wouldn't be a nuclear option. It was more like a slow, wearing pressure that could erode American financial might over time. But the damage wasn't limited to bond traders. It was hitting America's rural communities in real, tangible ways as well. Shoppers often wondered, why are my groceries more expensive now? The explanation tied back to tariffs on imported food, livestock feed, and even packaging materials. Electronics, too, saw price bumps. Gadgets incorporating Chinese-made parts, such as smartphones, laptops, and gaming consoles, became pricier on store shelves. Retailers weren't eating those extra costs. They passed them along to consumers. For a while, some large chains tried to spread out the markup to soften the blow, but eventually, the numbers had to add up. Suddenly, buying a new smartphone or upgrading a computer wasn't as simple an investment as it once was. Parents found themselves paying more for back-to-school electronics, and small businesses faced higher overheads for everyday supplies. It was like an invisible tax that showed up at the register, fueled by a global chess game most shoppers had little control over. The more everyday costs rose, the more pressure built on lawmakers and businesses alike. And while people struggled to keep up with rising prices, the stock market was on its own wild ride. Every time the White House announced a new tariff or China responded with its own round of taxes, Wall Street quivered. Stocks for major American manufacturers and tech giants took a hit, reflecting the fear that global demand would slow or that supply chain disruptions would eat into profits. Even a hint that trade talks might break down triggered market slides, wiping billions off the board in mere hours. Investors began hoarding safe haven assets like gold, and some looked for opportunities in emerging markets that seemed less entangled in the US-China dispute. Banks and financial analysts tried to reassure clients that these were short-term jitters, but the roller coaster of escalating tariffs, contradictory news releases, and behind-the-scenes negotiations left everyone guessing. Retirement accounts, 401ks, and pension plans rose and fell in tandem with every hint of news. It was clear that the economic battlefield went far beyond soybeans and steel. Supply chains were the next frontier, and companies were scrambling to adapt. What looked like a series of rapid-fire policy decisions from Washington and Beijing was part of a broader contest for global influence. China has a history of playing the long game, carefully planning infrastructure and trade relations that span decades. Meanwhile, the US was trying to maintain its position as the dominant economic power, leveraging tariffs and tech restrictions as immediate pressure points. Rumors circulated that China might be forging covert deals with oil-rich nations to lock in supply routes that bypass traditionally US-dominated shipping lanes. Some analysts claimed that Beijing was quietly stockpiling essential commodities, anticipating future disruptions. Others suspected behind-the-scenes cooperation with Russia, aimed at creating a new financial system less dependent on the US dollar. None of these steps were confirmed outright, but the very possibility underscored how high the stakes had become. Politically, both sides framed the dispute in patriotic terms, rallying domestic support. Yet, businesses and workers caught in the crossfire often paid the highest price. Tariffs can be introduced swiftly, but their consequences often linger for years, even generations. So, who really won this economic showdown? Maybe the question isn't who won, but how the entire global trading system changed in a few short years. What started as a series of import taxes was evolving into a full-scale realignment of power, production, and partnership. The consequences extended far beyond these two superpowers. This isn't just about soybeans, steel, or smartphones. It's about a seismic shift that's redrawing the global economic map. The tariffs and retaliations prompted new supply lines, forced companies to rethink their dependencies, and left everyday people in every corner of the world with higher costs. Farmers lost their once reliable markets. Tech companies scrambled for critical components, and financial institutions braced for the fallout of a high-stakes tug-of-war between two of the world's most influential economies. Whether this shakeup leads to a more balanced global system or simply replaces one set of dependencies with another remains unclear. What's evident, however, is that neither the US nor China was content to blink first. Both nations maneuvered cautiously, offering glimpses of cooperation while fortifying their positions behind the scenes. In many ways, the real confrontation had only just begun. Consider this: if trade used to be a way to foster interdependence, it's now a tool for strategic competition. As markets adjust, companies adapt, and politicians posture, each new move sparks a question. Where does it all end? And who stands to gain the most from a world shaken by tariffs and tension? Perhaps we won't know for years, maybe even decades. But one thing is sure: the global economy will never be the same. And as you browse store shelves or look at global headlines, take a moment to think about how a single policy shift can reshape billions of lives, spanning continents and generations. This isn't just a trade dispute, it's a turning point in the way power plays out across the planet. And that might be the biggest lesson of all.